Teach your brain to listen in English in 21 days. Stay with me until the end to understand what you need to do, and I also prepared a 7-day challenge so that you can implement the strategies that I'm going to share in this lesson. If you don't know me very well, hello, I'm Teacher Prix, and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because every week I post different kinds of English lessons to help you become a better and more confident English speaker. So I appreciate you becoming part of this beautiful community. Now, listening. Do you need to improve your listening? I imagine the answer is yes, especially because you are at a B1 level, a pre-intermediate, and intermediate level. And guys, if you want to understand more than teachers, not just teachers, I know you understand me, that's why you're watching this lesson. You will need to change the way you study, okay? You will need a proper plan. And listening mastery will require a sequence of activities. So for the next 21 days, I'm going to share some strategies that you should follow so that you can begin to notice change, because that's where the key is. It's not just about, okay, I'm going to listen to this short video and then this podcast without a sequence, without a strategies. Otherwise, you will be stuck at this level, and I don't want that for you. I know you want to change. And why 21 days? First and foremost, according to science, according to research, you will need at least 66 days on average to form a new habit, to change a habit. So obviously you will need more time. But what I like about 21 days is that it's a wonderful milestone, okay? When you reach 21 days of consistent work, you strengthen your brain. And what do I want for you here in this lesson? I want you to change your actions, to change your habits. And for you to begin to notice change, it will not be after 7 days. It will not be after 1 day. It will not be after watching this video. So I need you to trust me and follow these recommendations. See for yourself what is going to happen to your brain, to your consistency muscle, and to your listening comprehension if you follow my recommendations for the next 21 days. Guys, to test a new idea, you will need to give it time to follow the recommendations. Your brain, people's brains in general, will respond well to the right kind of repetition. So I ask you to follow these recommendations, and I have many other videos here on my channel about listening comprehension that could complement this video. But now, understand how the brain works, okay? You need to be smart with the way you use your brain. And here's the challenge with the students at a B1 level, B2 level, even C1, depending on where you are, okay? Intermediate and even advanced students may struggle with this kind of practice, understanding how their brain works. Because if you still persist and try to understand every single word that you listen, when it's time to go to the real world, you will freeze, you will panic, you will miss some words, and as a result, you will not understand the conversation. So what you do when you're preparing, what you do when you sit down to study, will impact your results when you have a job interview, when you have a meeting, when you have a phone call, when you're talking to native speakers, when you simply want to watch a movie on Netflix. They will be impacted by the way you practice. And the most common mistake is not understanding how the brain works. You need to focus, guys. It's important to pay attention to chunks of information given by the speaker. And there is one thing that we need to understand. There is a difference between words. We have structure words and we have content words. What is a content word? It's key. It's content. It's information. That's what you need to pay attention to. Conversely, structure words, they are grammar. They are structure words. They are necessary for you to complete your sentence so that we speak correctly. That's the goal of a structure word. But we don't need to understand them. And what happens to students? They miss some words And because they have that rumination, oh my God, I didn't understand everything. I understood 2 words. I understood a word. What is wrong with me? Well, there's nothing wrong with you. If you look at this phrase here on the screen, well, this is a pleasant surprise. What you need to understand is pleasant surprise. That's all you need to understand. Well, this is a pleasant surprise. It's nice to have you here. It is a pleasant surprise. How have you been? It's a pleasant surprise. How have you been doing? Pleasant surprise. This will repeat itself in many scenarios. When you're on the phone with your boss and they ask you a question, the content word will always win. And how do you master this? By changing the way you practice. This is not oh, I told you now about structure and content words. Magically, call it magic. Magically, you will listen to a native speaker and bazinga, you will understand the content words and structure words. No, you will need to practice this. You will need to raise your awareness when it comes to identifying structure words and content words. Moving on. And here, guys, one recommendation that one comparison I like to make is that you can use the logic of statistics. And basically, this logic means that you should gather, if we think of statistics, we gather data, we gather information, we gather data after analyzing part of a whole. So we gather a lot of information around, okay? Then we get all of that information and we take one conclusion, we take one part from that whole, from that complete survey or from that complete research. And this is basically what is going to happen to your listening. Of course, I want you to understand more and more and more. But this is the result you want. Don't ignore the process you have to go through in order to get the result you're looking for. Nowadays, I can watch a TV show. I don't need subtitles. I can watch an interview. I can watch a documentary. I can talk to native speakers. Oh, but Priscilla, you're a teacher. I know I am a teacher. But the process I teach my students and that I am teaching you right now is what I have been doing for a very long time. And listening, when I started, was one of the most difficult skills for me. I didn't understand anything. It was hard. That's why I'm telling you, you start small, then you gradually level up. That's what I want for you. Okay? Now, another thing that you're going to consider for the next 21 days, I prepared 7 days for you of recommendations, but you need to keep going, okay? You need to do this on a regular basis, and especially for the next 21 days. But we need to analyze variety and length. For the next 21 days, you need to have this in mind, variety and length. Oh, Priscilla, but I don't study every day. Okay, I understand. But do you really want to improve? Do you want to see change? At least for the next 21 days, I recommend you do it consistently. And then after that, you can reduce maybe 4 times a week, 5 times a week, you name it, okay? But what you need to understand, variety. To be able to talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime, you don't need to be a walking dictionary. You don't. You don't need to master every subject on earth. You don't. But in your practice, you need to prepare yourself for variety. And when I say variety, I know you love TED Talks. I know you love podcasts. But if you always listen to podcasts, you're not preparing yourself. You need to add other elements. You need to add TV news. You need to listen to influencers. There's a letter S missing over there. You need to listen to influencers. They are much more informal, much more casual, depending on the influencer. They are in different settings. It's a nice variety idea. Interviews could be with political figures. It could be with actresses and actors. You name it. Interviews with people on the street. Even better. I love watching interviews with people on the street because nothing was prepared. You stop someone, you ask questions, and it's amazing, very enriching content. TV shows, movies, music, of course. Podcasts, of course you can use podcasts. No problems. Movies, yes, movies are wonderful. Use movies, TV shows. But how about watching a movie review? A TV show review. I'm watching Dance of Dragons, and every time I finish one episode, I immediately go to YouTube to find an episode review. Because then I listen to someone I like, and I listen to them sharing their opinions and things I missed from the episode that I didn't pay attention, important points from the book that I'm not familiar with. It's amazing. So TV show episode reviews, movie reviews, book reviews, tutorials, product review. Reels, shorts. Of course you can watch reels. Of course you can watch shorts here on YouTube. Amazing. But don't make this the only activity you do. Okay? Cartoons. Cartoons are awesome. It's important to include variety. Oh, Priscilla, I don't like cartoons. Fine. But look at all the other options. That's what I am trying to make you see. So this is variety. But now we need to analyze length. And guys, with my students from my academy, I call my students BSA. This is basically what I do. We have the modules, we have different kinds of listening exercises in every module of the academy. And in addition to the modules, we have workshops where I bring TV shows, movies, documentaries, different kinds of documentaries, music, interview with Hollywood, different tutorials, extra challenges on Facebook. These are extra activities where I combine listening and speaking, variety, different lengths, different durations. Okay, and I will talk about duration next. Length. The longer the audio file, the longer your practice is going to be. My favorite strategy is using short audio files. And short audio files, what is a short audio file? A short audio practice, 1 to 5 minutes. So one video or one short interview piece, 1 to 5 minutes. Part of a podcast episode, 1 to 5 minutes, okay? What is a long audio practice? The source, okay? It depends on your level. If you're B1, I recommend up to 10 minutes. If you're C1 or higher, then 10 to 20, 25, 30, you name it. What is the problem with the length? The longer the audio file, the longer the exercise is going to be, the more you will have to focus. So for the next 21 days, I strongly recommend that even if you are at a C1 level, you do shorter activities, up to 10 minutes, because it's not about the duration per se, but the strategy you use during that time that will strengthen your ability to understand native and non-native speakers. Okay, but I recommend the sweet spot here, guys, 10 minutes at most. 5 minutes, 1 is too little, but 3, 4, 5 minutes, because I want you to build your ability to understand more and more. This is gradual work. If you start with a 30-minute audio file, you will get lost because it's not only listening. Oh, I'm listening. Okay, next, day 2. That's not what this is. This is very important. So do you understand variety and length? That's very important. So the first thing you need to understand, you shouldn't be focusing on all the words. Understand how your brain works. The speaker will always show you what is content word. So you shouldn't focus on structure words or trying to understand everything. Be careful. Second, I also mentioned 21 days to start noticing results. It's not a miracle around here, okay? Then variety and length. You will need to play around with these guys, variety and length. Choose different sources, different kinds of audio files. Teachers are not included. You're watching this video, this is not part of your listening practice, okay? Now, keyword mastery level 1. There are 2 types of mastery, level 1, level 2. I will talk about both, okay? Now, listening mastery level 1, keyword. For short audio files, let's say you picked a reel, that's 1.5 minutes or 1 minute. You're going to listen to that file 3 times. No subtitles. No subtitles. You're working on comprehension. So don't use subtitles, okay? That's important. Each time you listen, I'm listening. Okay, listening. I will write down the keywords, content words, words that contain information, nouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives, negation, okay? I listen to the first time, for the first time, then I stop. I take a look at my words. How can I connect them? How can I write a short sentence and connect those words? I can't. Again, listen one more time. Do the same process. Finished. Okay, I think I can connect some ideas now. All right. Listen one more time. Finished. Now you write a short description. After this step, listening 3 times, taking notes, writing a summary, trying to connect the ideas, then you can listen to the same file again as many times as you want to. Now you can repeat 5, 4, 10 times, you name it. And now you're going to work on vocabulary and pronunciation. You should have subtitles so that you can see after the listening practice, so that you can check and work on different skills, okay? That's a very important thing. That's the keyword mastery level 1. I'm more focused on keywords, and then you're going to make the sentences each time you take a break before you listen again, okay? Before I tell you the keyword listening mastery step 2, make sure to check my descriptions. If you're interested, I have an amazing study plan cycle that will help you understand how to reprogram the way you study, and my listening mastery workshop that will share amazing strategies, common mistakes students make when listening, best way to study. There are many good things. My listening mastery book of strategies, new addition to this workshop, so check it out, okay? But now, guys, keyword mastery level 2. It's the same process, okay? 3 times. I like the number 3 times. However, especially if you're a C1 level, C2, I'm not trying to get words anymore, just a word. Oh, word, house, beautiful. Teacher, no, nah. Now you want to try to get some short sentences as you listen. Okay? And I will talk about problems you will face doing this for the next 21 days. Stay with me, okay? So that's your goal now. If you're a little bit more advanced, I don't want just the keywords. I want more than that. I want you to write down sentences you get and follow the same process. And at the end, write a paragraph describing what you understood, study vocabulary, study pronunciation, same style. Now, if you're not comfortable doing this, if you find it too difficult, I recommend you master level 1 first and then get to level 2 after a couple of days, a couple of weeks, doing this practice consistently, okay? That's important. Now, problems along the way, doing this practice. What are the main takes here? Variety and length, that's important. Forget, I will understand 100%. You will not. It is natural. Native speakers, they highlight what they want you to understand. They shorten words, they reduce sounds, they eat sounds or even words. So the more you focus on that as a student, the more difficult it'll get, okay? Then we have the mastery levels. Level 1, keywords. Level 2, sentences. You have a process you need to follow. You need to repeat at least 3 times, okay? And I divided the listening mastery amongst the levels, okay? We have level 1, level 2. I also told you that a short audio file would be 1 minute to 5 minutes. A long audio file will depend on your level. But for the purpose of this video, I recommend you stick with up to 10 minutes because the longer the file, the longer this process is going to be. And I imagine you have other things to study, right? Especially if you follow my study plan cycle. Now, problems. You will get lost. Let's be honest. You're just watching this video now, so you will have a number of questions. So it is natural to get lost. Don't give up. Don't feel like the ugly duckling. That teacher is crazy. This is just so difficult. Yeah, I know. It will happen. It's natural. Trust the process. You will not understand everything. You will understand me, teacher Prix, 100%. Awesome. But native speakers, you won't. And sometimes it's not only because of listening. Some people feel so negative and so hurt when in reality it's vocabulary. Sometimes it's grammar. It's not only listening. So it is natural that in different sources, you will not understand everything. So the step that I showed you, study vocabulary, study pronunciation, will be essential because you need to build the other skills, build up the other skills. Because if you only listen without grammar work, without pronunciation work, without vocabulary work, you will not improve your comprehension level. Everything is connected. That's what I teach my students. That's what I'm teaching you today. Your listening skills will not be perfect after 21 days. I know I said teach your brain to listen in 21 days, but I didn't promise, oh, you're going to be perfect in 21 days. It is part of the process, okay? My goal is to raise your awareness and help you improve along the way. Also natural, you may need to repeat an audio file more than 3 times to be able to write down some words. I know. You will start following this process. And then you're going to be like, only 3? What? This Priscilla is crazy. You know, this woman is crazy. I need to listen 5 times. No problems. Trust the process. Reduce as much as possible. But if you need to listen to this file more times without subtitles, it's fine, okay? But don't exaggerate. If you listen to the file 5 times and you couldn't get it, let it go, let it go. Then you study vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar because you need more structure, okay? Longer audio files will be more difficult. There will be more information. There will be more examples. There will be more data. Consequently, you will not remember everything. Okay, so it's not just a comprehension issue, but your ability to process and organize information from long lectures or from long videos. This is another skill, okay, that I will talk about in another video. And finally, it may be difficult to write. Oh, 2 more. There will be a lot of new words. Study them. You want to understand more? Check the words you don't know. Oh, Priscilla, but what if there are 100 words I don't know? So pick some of them, not all, okay? But if there's too many, okay, that's what I mean. But study the vocabulary from the files you chose, okay? And finally, it may be difficult to write as you listen, but you gotta press on. You gotta persist. It is difficult for some people to listen and take notes. So you go slowly. You start with keywords and then you build up. But if you try my recommendation today and you give up tomorrow, you will never get better at note taking, okay? Now, I did prepare a 7-day listening challenge. Oh my God, did I save it? I don't know if I saved the videos. Oh man. I think I lost the videos. Oh no, I don't. Oh man, I'm gonna have to do it again. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so at the end of this video, I'm going to redo the description and post the 7 videos because I think I lost them. I had them pasted here, but my computer broke down. I had to figure it out how to restart it, and I think I lost the file. But I'll do it, you know, because I promised. In a few minutes, it'll be here. Other than that, my friends, share this lesson with your friends. I know it can help someone who needs to master their listening. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.